Why are there not more people talking about the origins and evolution of steel? Steel has been a cornerstone of human civilization for thousands of years, shaping the very foundation of our societies and enabling technological advancements that have propelled humanity forward. It all started in ancient times when blacksmiths discovered that iron could be made stronger and more durable by adding a little carbon. This simple yet groundbreaking discovery laid the groundwork for the development of early steel, which would go on to transform various aspects of life. This discovery led to the creation of early steel tools and weapons, revolutionizing agriculture, warfare, and daily life. The enhanced strength and durability of steel tools allowed for more efficient farming, while steel weapons gave armies a significant advantage in battle. Fast forward to the Industrial Revolution in the 19th century, and steel became the backbone of progress. The demand for stronger materials to build machines, railways, and buildings skyrocketed, and steel was the answer. Innovations like the Bessemer process allowed for mass production, making steel accessible and affordable. This process revolutionized the steel industry by significantly reducing the cost and time required to produce steel, paving the way for widespread industrialization. Skyscrapers, bridges, railways, modern infrastructure as we know it wouldn't exist without this versatile metal. Steel's strength and flexibility made it the ideal material for constructing the towering structures and expansive networks that define our cities and transportation systems. Today, steel is integral to nearly every industry, from automotive to aerospace, construction to consumer goods. Its unique properties make it indispensable in manufacturing, where precision and durability are paramount. And as we'll see in the next segment, no country has harnessed the power of steel quite like China. China's rapid industrialization and urbanization have driven its steel industry to unprecedented heights. Ready to find out how China became a global steel titan? Let's go. China's journey to becoming the world's largest steel producer is a story of strategic planning, massive investments, and relentless innovation. Now, let's look at China's steel industry. Over the past few decades, China has transformed its steel sector into a global powerhouse, capable of meeting both domestic and international demands. China produces more than half of the world's steel. This staggering output is a testament to the country's industrial capabilities and its strategic focus on steel production as a key driver of economic growth. In 2024 alone, it churned out over 1 billion metric tons. That's colossal, right? This level of production not only supports China's infrastructure projects, but also positions it as a major player in the global steel market. But to produce so much steel, you need a ton of raw materials. The scale of China's steel industry necessitates a vast and steady supply of iron ore, the primary raw material for steel production. So, where does China get all this iron ore? The country relies heavily on imports to meet its enormous demand, sourcing iron ore from various parts of the world. China primarily sources iron ore from several key players. These suppliers are crucial in maintaining the continuous flow of raw materials needed for China's steel production. Australia tops the list, supplying about 60% of China's iron ore imports. The geographical proximity and rich iron ore reserves make Australia an ideal supplier for China. Then there's Brazil, contributing around 20%. Brazil's vast iron ore deposits and established mining industry make it another key player in China's supply chain. South Africa, India, and others also chip in to meet China's vast demand. These countries provide additional sources of iron ore, ensuring that China has a diversified supply base. In 2024, the average price for iron ore hovered around $120 per ton. This price point reflects the high demand and the critical importance of iron ore in global steel production. These imports are the lifeblood of China's steel plants. Now, let's delve deeper into the heart of China's steel production and see what makes it the powerhouse it is today. From advanced technologies to efficient production methods, China's steel industry is a marvel of modern engineering and industrial strategy. Are you curious about the global impact of Chinese steel? Chinese steel plants are not just massive in scale, but also incredibly efficient, producing millions of tons of steel annually. China isn't just a big buyer, it's also the world's largest seller of steel products. Every year, China exports millions of tons of steel to various countries, making it a crucial player in the global steel market. So who's buying all this Chinese steel? Let's break it down. Countries across Southeast Asia, such as Vietnam, Thailand, and Indonesia, are major importers, using Chinese steel for their booming construction and manufacturing sectors. Southeast Asia, including countries like Vietnam, Thailand, and Indonesia, heavily relies on Chinese steel for construction and manufacturing. These countries are rapidly developing, and Chinese steel is a key component in their growth. The United States and Europe, despite trade tensions, still import a significant amount of Chinese steel for their automotive, construction, and machinery industries. This steel is essential for building cars, machinery, and infrastructure that keep these economies running. And Africa? Rapid infrastructure growth there makes it a booming market for Chinese steel. From new roads to skyscrapers, Chinese steel is helping to build the future of many African nations. In 2024, China exported steel at an average price of $600 to $700 per ton, depending on type and quality. This competitive pricing makes Chinese steel an attractive option for countries looking to build and expand their infrastructure. This global reach highlights China's strategic dominance and influence in the steel industry. But there's more to this story. In the next chapter, we'll explore the innovations driving this industry forward. Stick around. This is going to blow your mind. China's steel industry is not just large. It's a behemoth that has reshaped the global steel market. China's steel industry benefits from economies of scale, keeping costs low. With numerous massive steel plants clustered together, production becomes more efficient and cost-effective. Government support, including subsidies and favorable policies, helps Chinese steelmakers stay ahead. This backing ensures that the industry remains competitive on a global scale. And innovation? China's constantly modernizing its steel plants for efficiency and environmental friendliness. Advanced machinery and green technologies are at the forefront of this transformation. However, this dominance hasn't come without criticism. Environmental concerns and labor practices have often been points of contention. Other countries accuse China of dumping cheap steel, which undermines local industries. This practice has led to numerous trade disputes and tariffs. But how exactly does China maintain this edge? Let's dive deeper. The integration of cutting-edge technology plays a crucial role. One key factor is the integration of advanced technologies like automation and AI in steel production. These technologies streamline operations and enhance precision. These innovations not only enhance productivity, but also reduce waste and energy consumption. This dual benefit is crucial for maintaining a competitive edge. Furthermore, China's focus on research and development ensures continuous improvement in steel quality and production techniques. This commitment to R&D keeps them ahead of the curve. Additionally, China's strategic investments in infrastructure, both domestically and internationally, create a steady demand for its steel. This demand fuels further growth and innovation. Projects under the Belt and Road Initiative, for instance, open new markets and solidify China's global influence. These projects are a testament to China's strategic foresight. Despite the criticism, China's approach to steel production is a masterclass in leveraging policy, technology, and strategic foresight to stay ahead in the game. Their comprehensive strategy is unmatched. In the next chapter, we'll explore how this competitive edge translates into China's role as the backbone of global industry. Stay tuned. The journey of understanding China's steel dominance is just beginning. I bet you didn't know the future of China's steel industry is more than just about profit. It's about securing a strategic position in the global market and ensuring long-term sustainability. The goal stretches beyond sheer profit. It encompasses technological innovation, environmental responsibility, and economic stability. China's steel industry is a tool for global influence, especially through infrastructure projects under the Belt and Road Initiative. These projects are designed to enhance connectivity and cooperation across Asia, Europe, and Africa. It also aims for self-sufficiency by boosting domestic raw material production. This reduces dependency on foreign imports and stabilizes the supply chain. And by 2030, China plans to significantly cut emissions from steel production, aligning with its climate goals. This involves adopting green technologies and improving energy efficiency. But challenges loom. Overproduction has driven down prices in the past, forcing China to curb output. This balancing act is crucial to maintaining market stability and profitability. Trade wars and environmental regulations are pushing Chinese steelmakers to innovate or risk losing market share. These pressures are driving advancements in production techniques and sustainability practices. Despite this, the future looks strong for China's steel industry, with a focus on high-quality steel, green technology, and a growing global footprint. These elements are key to maintaining competitive advantage. So what does this mean for the world? China's strategies will influence global supply chains, trade policies, and economic dynamics. As China navigates these challenges, its strategies will shape the global steel industry for years to come. The ripple effects will be felt across various sectors and regions. Whether it's through technological advancements, environmental sustainability, or geopolitical maneuvers, China's steel industry is poised to remain a pivotal player on the world stage. Its influence extends beyond economics to political and environmental realms. We'll delve deeper into how this competitive edge translates into China's role as the backbone of global industry. Stay tuned as we explore the intricate dynamics of this powerhouse sector. If you're a tech enthusiast, then you need to hear about the innovations in Chinese steel production. These advancements are not just incremental, they are transformative, reshaping the entire landscape of the industry. This is where technology meets tradition, and the results are groundbreaking. By blending age-old techniques with cutting-edge technology, China is setting new standards in steel production. China's steel industry has been at the forefront of adopting new technologies to enhance efficiency and sustainability. From automated production lines to smart factories, the integration of advanced tech is revolutionizing the sector. One of the most significant advancements is the integration of artificial intelligence and big data analytics in steel manufacturing. These technologies enable real-time monitoring and predictive maintenance, ensuring optimal performance and reducing downtime. These technologies optimize production processes, reduce waste, and improve the quality of steel products. By leveraging AI and big data, Chinese steel manufacturers can produce higher quality steel more efficiently and with less environmental impact. Another innovation is the development of ultra-high-strength steel. This material is engineered to withstand extreme conditions, making it ideal for critical applications in various industries. This type of steel is not only stronger but also lighter, making it ideal for a variety of applications, from automotive manufacturing to aerospace engineering. Its unique properties allow for the creation of safer, more fuel-efficient vehicles and more resilient structures. Imagine cars that are both safer and more fuel-efficient, or skyscrapers that are taller and more resilient to natural disasters. These advancements are paving the way for a new era of innovation in construction and manufacturing. China is also making strides in green steel production. This involves adopting eco-friendly practices and technologies to minimize the environmental impact of steel manufacturing. Traditional steelmaking is a major source of carbon emissions, but Chinese companies are investing heavily in cleaner technologies. These efforts are crucial for reducing the industry's carbon footprint and combating climate change. For instance, hydrogen-based steelmaking is emerging as a promising alternative to coal-based methods. This innovative approach significantly cuts down on carbon emissions, making steel production more sustainable. This not only reduces carbon emissions, but also aligns with China's ambitious climate goals. By adopting these green technologies, China is leading the way in sustainable steel production. Moreover, the concept of a circular economy is gaining traction in China's steel industry. This approach focuses on recycling and reusing materials, thereby reducing waste and conserving resources. This involves recycling scrap steel and reusing it in new production cycles, significantly reducing the need for raw materials and minimizing environmental impact. It's a sustainable model that benefits both the economy and the environment. These innovations are not just about staying competitive. They reflect a broader vision of sustainable development and technological leadership. China is setting an example for the rest of the world to follow. As China continues to push the boundaries of what's possible in steel production, the global industry watches closely, ready to follow suit. The advancements made here have far-reaching implications for the entire sector. We will explore how these advancements solidify China's role as the backbone of global industry. From infrastructure projects to technological innovations, China's influence is undeniable and growing. Why are there not more people talking about how China dominates the global steel market? This dominance is not just a recent phenomenon, but has been building over decades, driven by strategic planning and massive investments. Steel is the backbone of modern industry, and no country commands the global steel market like China. This dominance is evident in the sheer volume of steel produced and the extensive reach of Chinese steel products across the globe. But ever wonder where China gets its raw materials? The supply chain for these materials is vast and complex, involving multiple countries and intricate logistics. Who buys all that steel? The global demand for steel spans various industries, from construction to automotive, and China has positioned itself as a key supplier. And what's China's ultimate goal in this industry? Beyond economic gains, China aims to leverage its steel industry for geopolitical influence and technological advancement. Stick around to find out. First up, let's look at China's steel industry. This sector is not just about production numbers, but also about strategic importance and global impact. China produces more than half of the world's steel. This staggering output is a testament to the country's industrial capacity and strategic focus on steel production. In 2024 alone, it churned out over 1 billion metric tons. That's colossal, right? This volume underscores China's role as the linchpin of the global steel industry. But to produce so much steel, you need a ton of raw materials. The logistics of sourcing and transporting these materials are a marvel of modern industrial engineering. So where does China get all this iron ore? China primarily sources iron ore from several key players, ensuring a steady supply to meet its massive production needs. Australia tops the list, supplying about 60% of China's iron ore imports. This relationship is crucial for both countries' economies. Then there's Brazil, contributing around 20%. Brazil's rich iron ore deposits are a vital resource for China's steel industry. South Africa, India, and others also chip in to meet China's vast demand. These countries play a significant role in the global supply chain for raw materials. In 2024, the average price for iron ore hovered around $120 per ton. This price point reflects the high demand and the critical nature of iron ore in steel production. These imports are the lifeblood of China's steel plants. Without a steady flow of raw materials, the industry would grind to a halt. But China isn't just a big buyer, it's also the world's largest seller of steel products. So, who's buying all this Chinese steel? Let's break it down. The global market for steel is vast, with numerous countries relying on Chinese steel for various applications. Southeast Asia, including countries like Vietnam, Thailand, and Indonesia, heavily relies on Chinese steel for construction and manufacturing. These countries are rapidly developing, and Chinese steel is a key component of their growth. The United States and Europe, despite trade tensions, still import a significant amount of Chinese steel for their automotive, construction, and machinery industries. This highlights the indispensable role of Chinese steel in global manufacturing. And Africa? Rapid infrastructure growth there makes it a booming market for Chinese steel. The continent's development projects are heavily reliant on affordable and readily available steel. In 2024, China exported steel at an average price of $600 to $700 per ton, depending on type and quality. This competitive pricing is a key factor in China's dominance in the global steel market. So, what makes Chinese steel so competitive? China's steel industry benefits from economies of scale, keeping costs low. The massive scale of production allows for cost efficiencies that are hard to match. Government support, including subsidies and favorable policies, helps Chinese steelmakers stay ahead. This support is a critical factor in maintaining the industry's global competitiveness. And innovation. China's constantly modernizing its steel plants for efficiency and environmental friendliness. This focus on innovation ensures that Chinese steel remains at the forefront of global standards. However, this dominance hasn't come without criticism. Accusations of unfair trade practices and environmental concerns have been levied against China. Other countries accuse China of dumping cheap steel, which undermines local industries. This practice has led to trade disputes and calls for stricter regulations. Now, what's China's endgame in the steel industry? The goal stretches beyond sheer profit. China aims to use its steel industry as a lever for global influence and economic power. China's steel industry is a tool for global influence, especially through infrastructure projects under the Belt and Road Initiative. These projects are reshaping global trade routes and economic relationships. It also aims for self-sufficiency by boosting domestic raw material production. This strategy reduces dependency on foreign suppliers and strengthens China's industrial base. And by 2030, China plans to significantly cut emissions from steel production, aligning with its climate goals. This commitment to sustainability is part of a broader effort to modernize the industry. But challenges loom. Overproduction has driven down prices in the past, forcing China to curb output. Balancing production with market demand remains a critical challenge. Trade wars and environmental regulations are pushing Chinese steelmakers to innovate or risk losing market share. These external pressures are shaping the future of the industry. Despite this, the future looks strong for China's steel industry, with a focus on high-quality steel, green technology, and a growing global footprint. The industry's adaptability and resilience are key to its continued success. China's steel industry is more than just numbers. It's a story of ambition, influence, and resilience. The industry's journey reflects China's broader economic and geopolitical aspirations. Whether it's building the world's tallest skyscrapers or shaping the global economy, Chinese steel remains the backbone of modern development. Its impact is felt in every corner of the globe. As China continues to dominate the global steel market, the environmental impact of such massive production cannot be ignored. Steel production is energy-intensive and traditionally one of the largest sources of industrial emissions. So, how is China tackling these environmental challenges? First, let's talk about emissions. In 2024, the steel industry accounted for approximately 15% of China's total carbon emissions. Recognizing this, China has set ambitious targets to reduce its carbon footprint. By 2030, China aims to peak its carbon emissions and achieve carbon neutrality by 2060. This has led to stringent regulations on steel plants to cut emissions and adopt cleaner practices. One of the key strategies is the adoption of green technologies. Electric arc furnaces, EAF, which produce steel using scrap metal rather than raw iron ore, are being increasingly utilized. EAFs emit significantly less CO2 compared to traditional blast furnaces. Additionally, China is investing heavily in hydrogen-based steelmaking, a cutting-edge technology that could revolutionize the industry by drastically reducing carbon emissions. China is also focusing on energy efficiency. Many steel plants are upgrading their equipment and processes to be more energy efficient. For instance, waste heat recovery systems are being installed to capture and reuse energy that would otherwise be lost during production. This not only reduces emissions, but also lowers operational costs. Moreover, China is exploring carbon capture and storage (CCS) technologies. CCS involves capturing CO2 emissions from steel plants and storing them underground or repurposing them for industrial use. While still in the experimental stages, CCS has the potential to significantly mitigate the environmental impact of steel production. To support these initiatives, the Chinese government has introduced various incentives and subsidies. Steelmakers that meet or exceed environmental standards are rewarded, while those that fail to comply face penalties. This regulatory framework is driving the industry towards more sustainable practices. But the journey towards eco-friendly steel production is not without its challenges. The transition to green technologies requires substantial investment, and not all steelmakers have the financial capacity to make these changes. Additionally, balancing production output with environmental goals remains a delicate task. Despite these hurdles, the future of Chinese steel production looks promising. With continuous innovation and stringent environmental policies, China is paving the way for a more sustainable steel industry. The focus is shifting from merely being the largest producer to becoming the most environmentally responsible one. In conclusion, the environmental impact of Chinese steel production is a critical issue that cannot be overlooked. However, the strides being made towards sustainability offer hope for a greener future. As China leads the charge in eco-friendly steel production, the global steel industry stands to benefit from these advancements. What are your thoughts on the environmental efforts in the steel industry? Leave a comment below and don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more insights into global industries. See you in the next video.